Mining and railroads. How did mining and railroads draw people to the West? This is Note-Taking Study Guide, Section 1, Chapter 13. First, we're going to talk about the discovery of gold and silver in the West. We're going to talk about the Comstock lode. This was silver in Nevada. It was discovered in 1859. It's one of the richest mines in the world, silver mines in the world, and it made Nevada a center for mining, and many, many people moved there. The boom spread, and the reality was that few proctors became rich because the ore was deep underground. It was difficult to extract. And really by the 1880s, Western mining had become big business. It was no longer individual going and panning for gold. It was companies owned these mines, and you worked as miners for the companies. Life in mining town, that's Wyatt Earp. And tent cities arose around mining camps, quickly became boom towns. Nearly half of all miners were foreign-born. So many immigrants, men, came to mine. Because the mining towns grew so quickly, it was hard to find law and order. So they formed groups of vigilantes, and these vigilantes hunted down bandits and imposed their own justice. So there was there was not rule of law, there was not habeas corpus, there was vigilante justice. The railroad boom. Because many people went as miners and towns grew, railroads soon followed. The aid to railroads, it encouraged the federal government to encourage the growth of railroads, offered railroad subsidies, which were grants of land or money. And so the railroads, by the end of building all these railroads, actually owned huge amounts of land in the West. And they also received federal loans at a lower interest rate. The Transcontinental Railroad, you can see a picture there of Chinese workers. It was a railroad line that spanned the continent. In 1862, the Central Pacific Railroad won the right to build a line eastward from California, and the Union Pacific built westward from Omaha. And these railroads hired thousands of workers, including 10,000 Chinese. And actually on May 1896, they finally met in Promontory, Utah. The two lines met, and you had a complete transatlantic railroad line. The effects of the railroad. Go ahead and read this about the railroads and the different options that you could travel west by. So I'll let you look at the railroad line here. You can see where it started in Sacramento, where it started in Omaha, and where they met in Promontory, Oregon, right by the Great Salt Lake. I'm going to answer those questions. I'll be ready to answer them tomorrow in class. The effects of railroads on population is it led to rapid population growth. The political changes was that many states became states. Nevada, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. They all became states because of the population booms, because of mining, because of railroads, and because people started being able to move fast, easily, because and due to the railroad.